Hello. Welcome back to video 2 of 3D forms and value, or shading as some people call it. Right now we're going to talk about value and shading, and if you've been following along, you should have this paper that has these 3D shapes on the front and on the back these 3D shapes. If you don't, go back to video 1 of 2. Alright, so let's talk about value. Value is the lightness or darkness of a color, or in this case, a pencil, also called shading. And we're going to do a little exercise here. I want you to draw in one of your boxes a rectangle. I want you to take that rectangle and I want you to split it in half and then half again so that you have quarters. You have 4 boxes and I want you to label those boxes 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to go from dark to light. We're going to label this value, shading. Okay, with your pencil, I want you to go in the number 1 box. Now, I'm not worried about you coloring it perfectly, but I want you to make a patch of color, pressing down as hard as you can with your pencil. And I don't want to see the lines that you're drawing. Okay? I like to draw tiny little ovals so that I overlap those lines. I'm pressing as hard as I can to make it as dark as I can. When you're finished, next step is we're going to be creating the lightest value. Now, when I'm doing this, a trick is to sometimes hold the back of your pencil so that you're really just dancing the pencil over the surface of the paper. And you're making it as light as we possibly can. The next step is we're going to do number 2 and number 3. Number 2 is going to be a little bit lighter than number 1. And number 3 is going to be a little bit darker than number 4. So I'm going to start with number 3. I'm going to press just a little bit darker. And value, there we go. So we can definitely see the differences. And for number 2, I go in here and I'm going to press even darker. Now, when I've created this value scale, all right, I can definitely see the differences in the different values. But there's also another way that we need to practice our value. And we're going to go over to this box now. Remember, if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause. And we're going to be doing a gradual change. Watch what I mean. I start at the top. And I'm pressing as hard as I can. And as I go, slowly and slowly, I'm pressing lighter and lighter and lighter. I've changed, when I get to the light part, I change my grip so that I barely have anything there. Sometimes I go back. It's easier to add value sometimes. Well, all the time. It's easier to add more value than take some of it away. And I want you to try this 2 or 3 times so that it looks like this. Sometimes when students are doing this, they have a tendency to make it skinnier at the bottom. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to practice keeping this band of color the same width. All right. Now that we're finished with our practice of value, let's add it to our shapes so that we can make them look more 3D. Flip your paper over. Let's start at the sphere. The sphere is one of the trickier shapes to make 3D. It is a challenge. So just do your best. That's all that matters. We're going to add the shading in a C shape. The bottom is the darkest, so we're going to use that number 1 value. Notice I'm still going in that U shape, or that C shape, even when I'm going closer to the top. Now I'm not going to put, or I don't have to put shading on the top of the ball if I don't want to. But I definitely like to make sure that the bottom is that really dark shading. And this is something that takes practice, boys and girls. A basketball player goes into the gym to throw basketballs in the hoops all the time because that's something they need to practice. This is something that artists practice, whether you are a 5-year-old artist or a 105-year-old artist. Something else that you might be handy is to use your smusher, okay? And you can take your finger and you can smush the value if you want to blend it. Now, this is going to get your finger a little bit dirty, and you don't want to go outside of the lines, okay? And you have to go in the area where your shading is. And sometimes you might need to add more shading, more value, and that's okay. And it does leave your finger a little bit dirty. You know what I do? I just take a clean part of my paper and I clean my finger off there. If you want to add a shadow on the ground, you can, just to make it look like it is sitting on something. But you don't have to. Next is the cube. Now, when we're drawing shading or adding shading we always know where the light is coming from. For this cube, it's coming from the top right side. So we know that the darkest side of the cube is the part that is facing away from the sun, or the light. For this, that means it's this side. So we're going to stay carefully inside the lines. Remember, I've had a lot of practice, so I make this look easy. Take your time. And I'm going to try to use a number 2 or a number 1 value here, so it's the darkest. We're still going to see some value on the front, so I'm going to use a number 3 value. And stay inside the lines. A lot of kids try to go too fast with this. We're adding a little bit on the top, just a hint of value. If you want to add a shadow on the bottom, you can. It would look like this. All right. Moving on, we are going to do a very similar or the same shadow on this cuboid the same way we did for the cube. It's just a longer cube, okay? So in case you like to draw those suns, here we go. The darkest side is over here. And this is a good practice. We're staying inside the lines. In the front. And I really don't want to see lines like this. So what I do is I like to go back and go a different way with my pencil. Or I go back and I do these little ovals or circles with my pencil. Okay, when I get close to the line, though, I really want to stay inside the lines. When I get close to the line, I really have to pay attention. We're going to add just the slightest bit of value on the top. Okay, your cylinder. Your cylinder is going to be darkest on this side and lighter when it gets over here. The top is going to have a little bit of value, but not as dark as on this side. And instead of it being flat value, like here or here, flat value being jumping from one value to the other, like the cubes or the cuboid, we're going to instead use this kind of shading where it gradually goes from one to the other. Sorry, from 1 to 4, dark to light. We can go. Remember, when you're holding when you're creating light values, you can hold the back of your pencil as a tip. And you can always add more value to things, but it's a little bit harder to take it away. I'm going to add a little bit of value to the top. And there we have it. All right. The next step is we have to flip our papers